I have for you a Sarah Boone complaint letter, and we get to learn about how she is now hounding her appeal attorney with messages, handwritten letters, and third party phone calls. I read ahead on this one. It is amazing. Let's dive into this one. Comes now, Sarah Boone, appellant, and respectfully moves this honorable court to please provide status of her court-appointed appellate attorney, Joshua E. Adams, Esquire, in addition to her inquiry as to the status of her pending appeal. So Sarah is worried about what's going on with this appeal attorney. In support, the appellant states the following. 1. An order was filed with the Ninth Judicial Circuit by the Circuit Court Judge Michael S. Kranick, appointing appellate counsel on December 18, 2024. Number 2. Court-appointed appellate counsel Joshua E. Adams has sent a single basic introduction via inmate messaging to appellant on February 27, 2025, asking if she had any information to not hesitate to contact him with. She stops there. I don't know why. Now, this is something that a lot of people question. Sarah doesn't have to be in contact with this attorney, and a lot of people thought that that would stop like her type of communications that got her to go through 8 attorneys total for her case. They thought, since he could be more hands off, that it would be a lot more stable. Well, here we find out that he dared to speak to her, and that is opening up a big can of worms. Number 3, appellant has attempted to contact Mr. Adams via inmate messaging 5 times. Okay, that's not too bad, I would say. If she thinks she has something to say to him and he's not responding, I can understand that. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. And sent 2 handwritten letters to his office in efforts to receive status of her appeal. That I find a little weird because appeals take a long time already. And to confirm receipt of her correspondence to ensure his representation was and is still active from no response from him. Number 4. To the present date of this inquiry, appellant has not received any type of response or correspondence in any form or manner from Joshua E. Adams. So my thought is, maybe he did get these messages and these letters, and maybe she did something in that made him uncomfortable or feel he shouldn't respond because he doesn't have to, and this is where we're at. But then she says, nor has any of her 9 third-party representatives on her behalf via email and phone calls, which go directly to his voicemail. Now, she did not say third-party attempts at contact. She said her 9 third-party representatives. This means that we don't know how many, if she's accurate that she has 9 people doing this. We don't know how many emails or how many phone calls have happened. We would say at least 9, right? But yikes. Ongoing 7 months, appellant has received 1 message from her court-appointed appellate attorney, Joshua E. Adams. This is sounding just like in the breakup letters we got on the docket before with her other lawyers. And honestly, she has a lot of people on the outside. Maybe one of you is watching this. If she doesn't like this attorney, she's not going to get one. We all know that. You know that. She might not know that. You can go look up lawyer you know and others talking about appeals. She's going to be stuck with this guy. If she wants to replace him, she can't afford a person, maybe have her write a new letter, one of those advertisement style letters, get it on the docket. It got her lawyer for the trial. Maybe it'll get her one again. Yes, will that provide content to a lot of different people that cover court proceedings? Yes, but if someone like Court TV or lawyer you know ends up covering it, it could get her a different appeal attorney. Just putting it out there because I get the feeling she has a lot of people watching videos that talk about her. Appellant was, number 6, is appellant was recently made aware by a third-party representative, so again, third-party people, that the court issued an order on June 13, 2025 with a 20-day due date. Probably saw a video. Probably saw a YouTube video. Requiring an initial brief to be filed or her appeal may be dismissed due to the complete lack of proper and effective communication from her court-appointed appellate attorney. This word always kills me. The appellant's appeal is now in jeopardy. This has been resolved, by the way. It's just everything got like a 90-day delay. It's been resolved. The failure of an appointed attorney to perform duties or communicate with their client cannot be held against the appellant. Dismissal of an appeal under these circumstances would be an obvious denial of her due process and effective assistance of counsel. I don't think anyone really expected it to be dismissed. We more expected it to lead to issues with her lawyer and her upset with them, and guess what? It did. The failure of an appointed counsel to act cannot be imputed to the defendant to justify dismissal. Appellant further invokes Douglas v. California, 372 U.S. 353, which guarantees the right to counsel in a first appeal as of right, in Aders v. California, which outlines the duty of appointed appellate counsel to support the appeal or withdraw following proper procedures, neither of which have been followed here. She is so worried that her lawyer is going to nope out. To be fair, she has a history of that happening. To also be fair, they had plenty of reasons to do it, right? Appellant respectfully requests this honorable court to please advise and take notice of these violations and to either compel court-appointed appellate attorney Joshua Adams to fulfill his legal duties and communicate immediately, or appoint new counsel capable of necessary communication, representation, and inclusion of the appellant. This is dated this 24th of June, 2025. I will say that there's another thing in here that says 30th, so I'm assuming it took a little bit to get it mailed, and then this didn't get filed until today in the morning, so then whatever amount of time it took to get onto the online docket, and now here we are, right? So this is pretty fresh, super fresh, and I still check the dockets. I told you I did, and it looks like the expected outcome is happening, right? She is now wanting to see the manager. This is her complaint letter, and we could start seeing her cycle through appeal attorneys. The best bet she could have to not cycle through them would honestly, in my opinion, be for her to find someone outside to take it pro se, using the docket as an advertisement, just like she did before. It worked once, maybe it'll work again. I think that she is not going to get the type of contact she wants unless she does that. I do not think Sarah will be happy with the fact that he's working without contacting her, as you can see here. With this being said, you might notice the lighting looks different. I look a little different, maybe. The audio's different. Everything's a little off. My entire streaming software corrupted. I had to reset everything. I have to redo the sound, the video, everything. Everything has to be redone. So I would love it if you could tell me, instead of in the chat, I'm going to premiere this, tell me in the comments below, how was the quality for you on your device, and preferably what you're watching it on, because I know a lot of people watch on phones and say things used to be too quiet, so I made it louder. I can't really judge this on a phone because everyone's phone is different. Please let me know how it's working out for you, okay? I just want to make sure I can get this right, and this is the best video to do it. Update, I put this in my community tab. Later in the month, there's probably gonna, if anything happens, anything pops on the docket like the 16th and 18th, 16th, 17th, or 18th, I'm probably gonna be delayed because I did get this. I got a Switch 2. Hopefully the quality of this looks pretty good. If it is, that means I can just record from this. This will be content for my other channel. I bought this. It's someone asked about how much I paid. I paid $500, which is market price for this. They're hard to find. There's a game coming out on the 17th. I might have access on the 16th, and I want to do content for that. Hopefully pay off a significant portion of this console by doing that. We shall see. Part of the reason I bought it is not just because, I can make content with it, but I'm going to need it eventually for content, and I'm worried about the price going up. There's now talks of new tariffs going into effect in August in the country they're manufactured in, and they've already raised the price of the accessories like this controller once already. So, with that being said, that's there. Just know that there might be a delay. Putting that out there. Also, partly I added that so I could check to see what YouTube's compression looks like on that video once it gets a hold of it, right? Because I don't know how good it'll look. Apologize if the audio's bad or anything like that. I'm going to do a quick pass through before I upload, but I won't be re-listening to the whole thing, just to get this out as soon as possible for people that are interested. Hopefully, if there's any issues, the next video is better. Literally, the things I use for like the noise gate and all of that, they were plugins that I can't even remember what I was using, and I'm gonna have to find them again if this current setting doesn't work. So, a lot to decide on. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video.